Hello, everybody, and welcome back to World Mosaic 3 Fairy Tale version of the World Mosaic franchise. We left off on Babe the Blue Ox. Now, I'm not sure which country of origin this comes from either. Again, let me know of all of the stories that I just don't know about. It is cool to figure out like the origin of a lot of these countries. Or not countries, stories, sorry. Um, and again, if you guys are enjoying World Mosaic, do me a favor, hit the like button and the subscribe button. Obviously, this is a franchise that kind of has a weird place on the channel. It's both my first video, but was for the longest time not one of my best videos, but actually one of the videos did very well on the channel, so I kind of came back to it earlier than I expected to, in a purpose of basically finishing more of what I have started. This franchise is very long. It is at least another 4 games after this one, I want to say. But if you guys are interested in watching me play them, let me know in the comments. If I should take longer breaks from them from now on, again, let me know in the comments. It's all stuff I don't know when it comes to my schedule and stuff, because it's such a loose schedule. I don't know what people want to see on the channel more of, besides the house tower defense, which we will get more of that on here once the move is over, because it's been a very long moving process, let me put it that way. So, but the good news is that I believe by the time this video has come out, yes, we will be done with it. So just let me know in the comments what you want to see more of, and I will definitely be more open to changing the schedule. And also, sorry if the mouse appears very jittery. I am playing on a table that is very, very old table, and it's not flat. So I am dealing with a laser mouse on a rigid surface. So we can go 6 across here. This 5's going to be here, this 5's going to be here, this 6 is going to be here and here, and this just knocks all that away. This 5 has to be here, so one of the ones have to be there. Nothing is there. And again, if you're like concerned at all if I'm not gonna, appreciate your recommendation, I know some people when it comes to like commenting on YouTube, they get like some people can do it with ease, and then there are people who are like, well, I don't know if I'm gonna get, the person's gonna say that's a really stupid recommendation or whatever. I have played like thousands of games. Don't worry about it. I have played. Listen, you're gonna see some games on this channel that you're gonna be like, why the heck was that ever turned into a game? Okay, and why is he playing it on the channel? Actually, you might be seeing some of those games right now, because when we move, I'm not gonna have access to a lot of the games that I own immediately. But what we will have access to is systems that I intentionally went out of my way to bring on the move, that we're going to be bringing in the carry-on and stuff, that are systems that I hold very dear to me. Systems like the PlayStation 2 and the DS, the Game Boy Advance, that kind of thing. So there's gonna be some really weird games on the channel, and you're gonna be like, why is he playing that? I'm just gonna be like, listen, okay. I know it's weird, but one of the games that was like a tradition for me, back when I was in school, I used to play every single year right before school restarted. I would complete the entirety of it's called Fairly Odd Parents. What's it called? Fairly Odd Parents something showdown. I can't remember the full name of the game. But I used to complete that. I think came out at roughly the same time as the Jimmy Neutron Attack of the Twonkies. And I used to complete that game every single year right before school. It was almost like a tradition. If school had like this amount of time left before it restarted, I'd just take that game out and complete the whole thing and then be like, okay, school now. And it's one of the weirdest traditions I've possibly ever heard. It's not even one of my favorite games. I think that's probably one of my favorite parts about the story is that it's not even the kind of game where you're like, oh yeah, top 5. One of my top 5 games. No, not even close. It's not even in my top probably 400 games. But it's a very, what's the word for it? It's it's a collectathon. It's world driven. There's a ton of different worlds where you get like you have to make a wish, and then you get that wish item for the entire world. They have like an entire world themed around that item, and then you what is it? Then you go into another world with a different item, but the other item is still available, and they will put in those parts. It's like your typical platformer game, adventure game kind of a thing. Very simple, nothing amazing, you know. But it's going to be on the channel because it was a classic for me, and it's one of those games where you're going to be just one day it's going to start being uploaded on the channel. And I don't mind who watches it or who doesn't watch it. It's entirely based on you guys. So that's what I'm saying. It's going to get weird. There's going to be like war games on the channel, and you're going to have puzzle games, and you're going to have tycoons, and you're going to have, you know, Fairly Odd Parents. And so if you're self-conscious about like what you put down for a recommendation, you know, don't be. Just put it down, and for starters, if I can play it, I'll let you know. If it is something that I can't play, I will also let you know. But I will never just sit there and be like, okay, listen, that was very dumb. No, like, what's the point? What's the point? Who do I know? I don't know every single game out there. So maybe there's some game you guys have played that's going to be one of my favorite games of all time, and if I, you know, go, oh, I'll never play that game and start laughing, it's like, well, I'll never know how good it was. So, that's my opinion on it. That's what gaming is supposed to be about. It's supposed to be about, you know, the fun, the enjoyment factor, the wanting to do that over, you know, chores or what you're supposed to be doing. Okay, listen, that's more of like what makes gaming the, you know, the guilty part. Like, okay, listen, I played a video game instead of doing anything else, but puzzle games help fight off mental diseases. Says a bunch of video game ads, probably. What do I know, right? Okay, so this was a 1 here. The 6 is going to have 5 here. Also, for some reason, every single time I play World Mosaic, I get like an urge to just finish the game as fast as possible. And I think I've talked about it multiple times, but I end up like recording way too many videos of it in advance. And then I end up going like, well, there goes my Big Fish game for the next fourth of a year. But this time I don't have to worry about that, because by now the schedule has probably incorporated multiple Big Fish games. So if I want to just take the entirety of this franchise and finish it, and you guys are okay with me doing it, I can do it as fast as possible once I have a table that actually lets me move properly on it. I have no idea what I've even been doing in this game. Unfortunately, I just don't have a very large repertoire of when it comes to fairy tales. And it's not because I lack imagination. I actually, one of the funny things, I think I've brought this up before, but I actually write in my spare time. That is actually something that I enjoy doing tremendously. And it's not that I lack the imagination, it's more that when it comes to fairy tales, what's an appropriate way of saying this? I'm trying to think of like the right way of saying it. I've just never really found them super exciting. The works that I make, the genres that I tend to work on are either like horror, like that's one of the things I think I've said before. One of my favorite things when it comes to the fairy tale genre as a whole is when people go in and make it like a horror story, where they'll go in, twist the characters, and be like, oh yeah. So that's kind of why it's difficult for me to be like, oh yeah, fairy tale version. I just don't know a lot of fairy tales. I'm trying to think of one of the more recent. They had a show, I think it was on like the cooking channel, I want to say, that they were doing cakes, where it was like making a horror cake and making it tell a story. That's some of my more favorite things when it comes to fairy tales. So it's like, yeah, I don't really know if I'm a fairy tale kind of person. I don't really think that's what they're made for. I'm having to guess a lot on this, so I'm trying to like do it in my head and think of what the picture should look like, but I guess the good news is I didn't click on that earlier because I would have been 100% wrong. 2, and it's not there, so it's here, and then it's here. I think I've actually had this conversation many times in the past. When it comes to, I mean, I didn't even really watch a lot of Disney. Most of my Disney that I got, honestly, was from Kingdom Hearts. So, which I've completed like 8 times, I feel like. So, if you guys want Kingdom Hearts on the channel, let me know. Love Square Enix. Love Squaresoft, Square Enix. One of the first franchises that I actually really got into when I was younger was Final Fantasy. So if you're into Final Fantasy, let me know. Fun fact about Final Fantasy, though, is they might be next to impossible to do on the channel due to copyright laws and stuff like that, but I think as long as I do it the way that I do it with most of my videos, which is no game audio, I think that's usually fine. So, but again, let me know. I don't want to take a major chance until I have like an editor or something. Then I'll be able to be confident that I don't have anything to worry about when it comes to that kind of stuff. Okay, it's not there, it's not here. And 2 space. We can probably put it like here. Yeah. Not that really did anything. Okay, this is done. Okay, there we go. 5. Also, I appreciate everybody who is watching the Zoo Tycoon continuation series. I've been noticing a lot of views on that game, and watching the views on that just steadily grow as time has passed has been very satisfying. Like, they started out as it was like one of my better series, but as Madden started to take off, it kind of got left in the dust. And now it has just steadily started rising. All of the videos are averaging some like obnoxious amount of views. They all have a ton of people commenting and likes, and hey, here's some tips about Zoo Tycoon. It's a really cool community for the Zoo Tycoon community, and I'm looking forward to continuing the franchise, while also working on the Ultimate Zoo. The Ultimate Zoo is going to be that's going to be a real challenge. I've already had an animal break out, and I'm not even at the dinosaurs yet. Like, what's going on? Why are they already breaking out? I know why. I know why they're breaking out. It's because the mechanics in that game are basically worthless. So 2 space 1 space. Okay, so the 1 has to go here. Okay. Now the mechanics in that game is actually funny because in 2, you can actually become the zookeeper. And it is actually a recommended thing when you're just starting a zoo out, that you take the role as the zookeeper and / or the maintenance worker and kind of help the zoo to deal with the first couple of years before you actually start making some good money. Now, I haven't played a zoo where it's been that bad in terms of monetary stuff, but I know they exist because I've read the other zoos, like, mission description, and it is... Whew. So, it's almost like Zoo Tycoon 2 almost looked at what happened in Zoo Tycoon 1 and was like, let's try to prevent that from ever happening again and just, make it so people can just do the work themselves. Also, I have no idea what the heck that sound is in the background, but imagine trying to sleep with that in the background. Okay, put 1 here, that's fine. Okay. I'm really trying to, like, ignore that sound in the background, but it is really annoying. That's one of the reasons why we're moving. Not the main reason, but one of the many reasons. And, honestly, it's one of the things I'm looking forward to the most. Just having no random sound effects in the back. I don't know what to do. Okay, how do we work our way through this? Let's just go like this, right? And how did I know that was going to work? I didn't. Listen, sometimes in life, okay, you just gotta, guess, right? That's the best chance you got. That is not good advice, but listen, the only test in this world that I know of, off the top of my head, where they deduct points from you for taking a guess, is the AP test. Now, if you've ever taken a test similar to that, go down to the comments and let me know what other tests do it, because in all honesty, I understand why they do it. I get the concept behind it. I'm not stupid when it comes to that. You'd like to know that the people who know the answer are know it because they actually know it, right? But hear me out. Do you know how many people hear 1/4 of a point deducted per wrong answer and go, well, hey, I'm lucky today, so that's completely fine. And after all, if you don't know any of the answers on the test to begin with, you're going to flunk it anyways. Right? So, Okay, next is Rapunzel. European forest. That really just puts it right in a simple to find location. It's not like Europe isn't like 20 to 40 countries. Okay. 11 and 3. Now, doing these levels that usually are just so nice to do because they're, simple levels and they go very nicely, and you get to watch the, lights go flying all over the place as you complete the rows and huge, quick lines. Not when you're playing on a table with a broken, is it a face of a table? Hmm. Hmm. Interesting. I don't actually know if that's the right terminology for that. Across. 2, 3. Okay. And this is down. And this is 3 here. Okay, no big deal. We'll probably do half of this level set, and then that'll be it for this video. And again, let me know how you want me to continue the World Mosaic series as we approach. We're not even halfway through the story yet, but I just want to know what people are thinking about it. I feel like using this game as an unwinder, but at the same time as a like Q&A game might be the best idea. So just when like people want to know what's going on, or I have to do like a change in schedule, just playing, once I'm live streaming, just playing a World Mosaic and just being like, hey everybody, here's what's going on. Playing World Mosaic, you know what that means. We're going to be doing a Q&A, and I want to play a game that doesn't require me to, it's not that it doesn't require me to think. It's more like it doesn't require me to sit with my face pressed against the screen. Okay, 8, 7, and there's that. And I have no idea what's going on across the road. The funny thing is that it used to be quieter here. But not really. It was never really very quiet, but we didn't used to have that constant sound effect across the road. The funny thing is, by the time this video comes out, that won't even be across the road. So to anybody watching this video who, goes, wait a minute, no, I'm not talking about the place we're currently living, I'm talking about the place that we were living. And this is what happens when you make videos really far in advance. Problem is, I don't have too much of a choice. Okay, so this is going to be one of those levels where I actually have to, like, figure out what's going on this way. Okay, that's all dealt with. And all this is dealt with. That's to there. Puzzle games are very weird for me because I use them more as a means of relaxing than I think you're supposed to. So, like, most people probably play these puzzle games and are like, oh geez, I'm gonna get something wrong, or I gotta focus. Nah. Not. It's usually like about 3 worlds every World Mosaic I am actually thinking. The rest of the time I'm just honestly trying to figure out half the time what it is I am actually drawing, because I don't read any of the stories. And again, if people want me to start changing how I do it, if you want me to start doing it like I did it with Zoo Tycoon, where I'd actually read the story, give everybody a synopsis instead of just running at it, let me know. Because it's, again, this channel, although this channel's been out for a long time, we never really set the, how we do things. We just kind of do them as it comes. So it's kind of a thing of like, for games like Zoo Tycoon, I read every single story to try to, like, I don't know, figure out what's going on. And then games like this, I just flat out skip the entire story, which, I don't know, maybe it makes it lose some of the magic, I don't know. Like, it's not like every single game I play is going to have a story that needs us to read. I'm going to be playing chess on here. And I guess figuratively, chess has a story, like, that might actually be a cool idea. That might be a cool idea. Set something up like that. Okay, there's a 5 there, 3 there, 5 here. 5 across. 3 up. That's a 1. That's a 2. Go across. 2, 3, 2. That's done. That's done. Done. All of this is also done. That is done. Boom. Okay. I think once I actually start to play the games that are story driven, we need to find some way to get game audio in the background. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So I need to do 3 more. Until then, I don't see a point in adding audio. It's just going to... I was looking at... so YouTube has a function in it now where it will, if you put the video up, which is kind of helpful, kind of not helpful. If you put the video up, they will kind of give you a warning of like, you know, oh, this song is copyrighted by this person and their current, you know, acceptance for how to use their song in the background is that you credit them or something like that, or, you know, this percentage of whatever money you make on the video goes to them. I get that, that's cool, but the problem is by the time you've made the video, right, especially for, like, in my case, because I'm going to be completing games, by the time I make the video, a lot of songs, I mean, there are boss music songs that don't appear until you fight the final boss of a game. So how exactly am I going to get help from a thing that'll come in at the very end of me playing a whole game and go, oh hey, by the way, yeah, either that song's copyrighted and the person doesn't want you putting the song up. You know what I mean? So I gotta find, it's probably just changing audio track, to be honest. I have to probably set it up so that there are multiple audio tracks being recorded. And that way, if there's a problem like that, I can literally just go into the video and just remove that audio track from the video. That's no big deal. Mute audio track 3, for example, between these times, then the rest of it's just me talking. But right now, it is a ton of work just to get the recording software actually recording. So I'm just going to focus on what I can do right now, which is play games and talk for an exuberant amount of time. Plus, once this channel gets to once I actually complete the move and I change my schedule, there will be other people in the videos. So I don't really know how much music we're going to want playing in the background when there's, you know, 3 separate people that you need to be listening to, and you might miss something that one of us say, and then it's going to be like, everyone's going to be in the comments like, hey, the music's too loud, and, you know the stuff by now. You've probably seen YouTubers talk about it before. 2, so 1 there. I don't trust that. Okay, I trust it now. It's actually funny because I think World Mosaic, it's a kind of game that really could go on forever because it's literally just puzzles and then you like pick a theme, right? Then pick a style and there's your World Mosaics. Just make a bunch of puzzles similar to that theme. You know, like tower. Yeah, I mean, you could literally do that picture right there 100 times based on what type of game you're wanting to make, and it would work every single time. there's no 2s. Okay. There is this here. And that is not an 8, but it can go to there. I'm trying to think of a good game, for example, like, you know, I'm gonna be probably playing some Call of Duty on the channel, so, like, I don't know really if there's any audio in that is, like, desperately needed. I mean, Warzone is literally so loud that it probably causes serious... I know it hurt my ears the one time I heard it. I was literally sitting there like, ho. I don't even like my audio being up that loud. I play with my audio very low because it's like, why bother? If I can hear it, I don't need it being heard, you know, in organs that aren't supposed to be picking up on sound. But that game, we'd have to have a talk about, like, do you guys want audio? Because obviously to make the game more, you know, interesting and to make it know why I'm spinning in a circle trying to figure out where somebody is, you have to kind of know that somebody was present. So you need audio. But then, you know, would you guys really want the audio, or do we have to set it up in such a way where you can kind of hear both and it works, and then it's going to be really interesting to try to get it to actually at an acceptable rate for the sound. And then there's also just the fact that setting up audio tracks on the editing software that I use is abysmal. It doesn't make sense. Is that what that's supposed to be? Okay. Well, anyways, thank you all so much for watching me play World Mosaic 3 and watching me continue this game as we move closer to the halfway point of it. Do me a favor, hit the like button and the subscribe button if you are new to the channel, and let me know some games you would like to see. Yeah, any type of game, honestly. And I'll try to get it on the channel. Thank you, everyone. Have a great day. Bye.